Hello, and welcome to PADNET Presents, a show featuring the creative individuals that come through the doors of our Community Media Center in Long Beach. My name is Riley, and I'm an intern here at PADNET. In today's segment, we invited members of our Long Beach community to participate as a panel of jurors in our studio courtroom. My co-producer Miriam and I researched and developed a list of real-life lawsuits that our jury members had to reach a verdict on. I had the opportunity to direct the crew, which was composed of several amazing PADNET interns and members. Miriam directed the cast behind the scenes and hosted this episode as the judge. This series is split into two parts. This episode is part 2. Enjoy the show.
All right, so this next trial is called Hess versus Sports Grill / South Carolina Department of Transportation.
Oh, awesome.
So, jury, is there ever someone else to blame for drunk driving?
Always.
The drunk.
According to this minor, yes, there is. In 2009, 20-year-old Chelsea Hess met some friends at a sports grill in Bluffton, South Carolina, and was served alcohol even though she was not 21. So bear with me as this chain of events goes down. She drove away from the restaurant just after 1 a.m. intoxicated. She lost control of her car and rolled it off the road. She was thrown 20 feet from the vehicle as she was not wearing a seatbelt, sustaining serious injuries. Accordingly, Hess filed a lawsuit against the sports grill and the South Carolina Department of Transportation in December of 2011. She accused the sports grill of negligence for selling her an alcoholic beverage without first verifying her age and ensuring that she was not already inebriated. She blamed the South Carolina Department of Transportation for negligence as well, claiming that a defect in the shoulder is what caused her to swerve. In response, the South Carolina Department of Transportation reasoned that any injuries or damages sustained by the plaintiff were due to and caused by sole negligence, gross negligence, and reckless, careless, and heedful and willing actions of the plaintiff. So who should win this case?
I kind of want to go for the sports grill and the other company because, don't be wrong, they were wrong. Because even I worked as a waitress at a restaurant, they're supposed to check. But at the same time, you also willingly just took it and you knew it. And then not only then, you didn't stop, you also continued going and driving while drunk. And yeah, I get you that they gave it to you because they didn't check you. But at the end of the day, that's up to you whether or not you decide, I'm going to just drink this knowing dang well I got to drive. And then you didn't even buckle up. Come on. I'm sorry. I got to go with the companies.
All right. Juror number 2?
Companies. If you know, you know. Just don't do it. I mean, it's not rocket science.
Juror number 3?
Yes, I'm with the company as well. I think she should not drink and drive, so she's responsible for that.
Oh boy.
First of all, you didn't have on a seatbelt. Second of all, you were drunk. But it's really, so I'm definitely not, we can't blame this on the street. So I'm definitely going with the road not getting sued. However, being 20 years old, again, you brought up a valid point about the other case. We're young, we're stupid. We're 20 years old, we're getting drinks. Probably never really had drinks before, so I'm having some fun. So some of that blame I'm gonna put on the bar because you should have checked her ID. I mean, because that automatically would have stopped her from drinking. Oh, you're 20, sorry. So without them checking the ID, some of that blame goes on the bar, but I definitely wouldn't blame the road and because you're driving intoxicated without a seatbelt on.
I agree with Louis. I think that there's some shared responsibility of the bar not doing their due diligence and making sure everybody drinking there is 21. But then also, when you take your driver's test, they tell you these are the conditions under which you're supposed to operate this car, not other, you're not supposed to go beyond that. The road itself, I don't know. I mean, they might have a little, skin in the game also, because I'm not sure, what the conditions of the road actually were, but I would definitely give put responsibility on the young woman and on the people who served her
All right.
at the bar.
Let the timer start.
No,
Deliberate.
I feel like he had a point though. Like definitely, I could see how the restaurant, the bar, they should have definitely ID'd her. That's why I agree on that part. But with the whole everything else, I don't think I can get with that. The road messed you up.
Yeah, I mean,
But I guess what would happen in this situation though is if somebody said, hey, there was a problem with the road, then they would come out and they would look and they would go, you're right. This could contribute to somebody being derailed or landing in a ditch. There could have been some, lack of signage or whatever. So I don't know if that was the case, but I would definitely say that if the rules in your bar are that someone has to be 21, you need to make sure everybody in there is 21. If you say you're going to operate a vehicle in your state and they tell you you can't operate it under these conditions, being inebriated or on drugs or whatever it is, then that's on you to not be out there in a car when you know you done had 4 or 5 drinks.
Too much.
Exactly.
It's on you.
The bar should ask for her ID, but I still think that the girl should not drink that much, and then drive. That's what I think.
So I'm going to ask you one more question to deliberate on for this case. In terms of the verdict, would you, because you do have the opportunity as the jury to charge one defendant and not the other, or to put the blame on the plaintiff, what level of punishment, like what are we thinking? It looks like there's still a little bit of undecidedness between the bar and the woman.
How was she
At
like
least take her
injured?
license
Like what
from her.
happened with
How
her?
bad was the injury?
She became paraplegic.
oh damn.
Oh,
What does that
wow.
Paralyzed.
She couldn't walk. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
That
big.
bar gotta
I'm a messy judge. I like to
Uh-huh.
withhold info until it's
Yeah, no,
asked
that's-
for.
Messed herself up
big.
for the rest of her life at 20 years old, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
No
blame the
future.
bar.
Definitely the bar, but
Yeah.
she definitely contributed a little
She
bit.
contributed to her own demise,
Yeah.
but
Right.
Little
bar-
did we know.
the bar, and I can't say for the road because
Yeah.
again, those are conditions that it's just like we were talking about earlier. That's an act of God. I mean, a deer could have run out in front of her. You never know. But the bar and her definitely contributed very much to her current
And
situation.
let's not act like her being drunk didn't also affect
Yeah.
the driving.
Absolutely.
Let's just also throw that in there as
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right. Well, unfortunately, my extensive research was inconclusive for the outcome of this case. We are not sure what ended up happening. The only information we could find was prior to the actual trial happening. Our next trial is called Thompson v. Monroe College. Most students expect that they will have to pay for their college. But what if a student expects a college to pay them? In the case of Trina Thompson of New York, when she was unable to find a suitable job following graduation from Monroe College, she filed a $72,000 case in 2009 against the school. Since she graduated with a 2.7 GPA, she claimed the college's career service department gave preferential treatment to students with excellent grades. So she sought to be repaid the $70,000 she spent on getting her degree, plus an extra $2,000 for the stress during her 3-month job search. Should Thompson be awarded the $72,000, or is Monroe College not responsible? Juror number 1?
I feel like the college is not responsible because, for starters, you chose to go to that college. And then also, everyone knows, even though you go to college, that doesn't guarantee you get a job. And I get maybe their program didn't assist with you specifically as much as the other students, but it's kind of like, like the best I can describe, like your GPA is like credit. If you have better credit, it's the course you're going to be, have like the red carpet rolled out for you in regards to like opportunities versus someone I said with a 4.0 versus a 2.7, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a difference. Why wouldn't they have someone who, on paper, for going off like the records, has a better resume when you want a 4.0 student versus a 2-point-something student? So yeah, I don't think the college is who's in the right.
I gotta go with the college too.
Yeah, I'm with the college. Definitely.
Yeah.
With the college.
I'm going with the college as well.
Well, I will say that I would ask if the college made any promises. If they said, "Oh, we do this for our students, we help place job placement," because a lot of times colleges will say, "We assist with job placement." And I have a friend who recently, like over the last couple of years, she's in Ohio, and she went to a school for like media, to do social media and
It's a hard
film
business.
and all that stuff.
Social media.
It kind of was a mix of things, and they promised her an internship, which
That's a
never
strong
materialized.
word. It's a
They
strong word.
promised that they were going to do more, and they were more a money-making kind of operation than they were providing service to the students. So I would kind of, even though she was clearly not the top of her class, I would ask, did the university or college offer something that they didn't, that they later on never delivered?
And also,
Well,
I
her
want to
claims-
throw in as well. Did they say they assist or they guarantee? Because that also plays a part.
Well, colleges can never guarantee being
Exactly.
employed. That is something that can be kept in mind. But her claims were specifically that the college services department gave preferential treatment to people with higher GPAs.
Yeah,
because they worked hard for it.
yeah. And
Well,
they
that is
have it.
something else to discuss. As the jury, you could totally discuss the legalities of even if they do give preferential treatment.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is it fair to prefer certain students over other ones?
I mean, in this case, yeah.
It would seem so. It would seem that you should give preferential treatment, but if everybody pays the $70,000 to go there, but you help these kids, but you don't help those kids, I could see somebody being up in their feelings about that.
I'm not sure if they did or didn't help, but what I will say is it will definitely verify how much. That's what all I'm saying.
I could see somebody saying, "Hey, you should help everybody equally because we all paid $70,000 and we all did our best. And maybe I didn't do as well as them because maybe I wasn't as smart, or maybe I had to work 3 jobs while they were able to just study all the time and I wasn't." So there's a lot of reasons why people might not be as top of their class, that are not just because they're lazy or whatever you
No, and I
might
hear
say.
you too. That's why I worked 2 jobs and volunteered, and also made sure I was the breadwinner. So I paid my mom's bills, which I was living at too, and still maintained a 3.5 GPA. So that's why sorry.
But that's you.
Oh no.
And everybody
Yeah, I know,
who might have
everyone is
done those
different.
same things,
Everyone
their
is
grades
different.
could have slipped a bit. So,
But I'm just
but
saying.
I
it's
could
not
see
an
somebody
excuse.
saying,
It's not
"I
an
paid the
excuse.
same as so and so, but I don't feel like I got the same level of support." I could see somebody feeling that way. Whether or not it's right, I could see somebody.
I mean, they can definitely feel that way, and maybe they are correct in that. Let's say they have preferential treatment, but once again, it's like I just said earlier with the Credit Karma. What do you think is going to happen if you have bad credit or you don't have a very good GPA? What do you expect? And that's another debate. When they said you're not giving me enough support, well, what kind of support was she
Do
looking
they
for?
offer?
Because what if they offer you? Let's just use an example. They offer you the same job. They offer someone else. They both tell you both to go apply. And like I said, at that point, it's up to the job to decide who they want. Once again, so it's like once again, it isn't so much always solely on the college to make sure you get employed. Like they can help, they can assist. That's true, but they can only do so much. At the end of the day, they can't say, "Okay, you need to hire them," or otherwise, we're going to take.
Strongly recommend.
Yeah.
Well, my friend was
Yeah.
a top student, and they never got her an internship.
That's
So,
college.
to what extent did they fulfill whatever they told her they would do?
Well,
That's what I would say.
your friend and our plaintiff here is 2 different people. So,
Maybe.
If there was, let's say,
Maybe.
4.0,
Maybe.
I would definitely be fighting for your
It-
friend, definitely. But
it-
in this case,
Maybe.
sorry.
It may help to reiterate that her job search did end up being 3 months long, if that does.
That's a
help.
pretty short job search.
I said, once again,
3 months.
that's not even
That's it.
average. Because my caseworker told me the normal for job searching is like 4 or 5, a few months, somewhere
Yeah.
around there.
This
Yeah,
was in
about a year,
2009.
almost a
So
year.
Yeah.
That's
Took me
that
Yeah.
downturn, that economic downturn too.
Mhm.
That's when the market went belly up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 3
I know.
months.
Right,
I
right.
know.
Yeah,
after
that was just
after
the big
the
recession. Yeah.
Yep.
So let's hear what
Every
happened.
6 months.
So, we'll do a quick revote
Wait,
again,
economy
just to see
is?
where everyone
Especially
is.
where the economy is in regards to not hiring a lot of people. That's why unemployment is getting higher and higher. No.
Mhm.
I said also what was the what's going on with the economy during the time?
Yeah.
Even during the pandemic, like you brought up
It was
earlier.
2009, so.
Yeah, that's the
2009?
recession. That's the big
Recession.
recession.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway,
So
she's revoting.
definitely.
All right, yeah. So
Sorry.
we're just gonna do one last revote, and then I
Sorry.
will tell you the verdict.
I still with the college. Sorry.
College.
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 I'm going to lean toward the student.
All right. So, Thompson did not end up winning the case, with
Period.
the judge ruling for Monroe College in this
Thank you.
case.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Your
now
choice to go
we're
in
down
there.
to our last one,
no.
the boss battle
This is
of
fun.
cases.
The boss
I
battle.
like
I'm
this.
glad you're
This is
having
fun.
fun.
This is fun.
We've got our beloved Long Beach native, Snoop Dogg,
Snoop.
Oh, snap.
and his good friend and business partner, Master P. The two businessmen made a cereal brand called Snoop Cereal. The company was offered a buyout by Post Consumer Brands, a huge breakfast company, but declined. Instead, they joined a partnership with the brand. Once Snoop cereal was released, Walmart did not push much of the product, and it remained in the back rooms at many stores. In response, Snoop and Master P sued the companies, as they claimed that the lack of stocking was deliberate and diabolical, giving two specific reasons for their suit. Firstly, they asserted that the two companies took specific issue with the fact that Snoop cereal was a small, minority-owned business. And secondly, they said that Post Consumer Brands also did this as a scheme to squash Snoop cereal in response to them declining the buyout. On the defense, Walmart claims that they did not withhold the product from the shelves out of any malicious intents, but rather that this type of decision is always based on factors such as demand, seasonality, price, etc. As for Post Consumer Brands, they have claimed that they invested lots of money into the company through their partnership, and therefore were also quite upset to see that it did not do well. In order for Snoop to win, they must have intentionally withheld the product. Who should win this case? Juror number one?
I do want to actually go, in favor of Snoop Dogg, but it's hard to prove someone intentionally did it. So in a legal sense, I have to go with the company, but I really want Snoop to be, the one who wins. I do.
Well, you're the jury.
I'm looking for a reason for y'all to.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I gotta second that too again.
Do you guys want another detail drop?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right, I was
Drop
like,
it like
I'm
it's
gonna
hot.
cut it. Okay, so
Ah,
they a piece of evidence on the side for Snoop Dogg and Master P is that they had received several complaints that customers had went into the store and asked for the cereal and were told that it's not there.
Oh.
Their claim is that this was stores that the product was sent to. It was just not actually stocked on the floor. And this is where the deliberate and diabolical come in. But again, obviously on the side of Walmart, they're saying that they didn't have it at the stores that they
didn't.
rejected it at.
Snoop.
Snoop.
No.
Yeah, I'm going with the businessman.
Because
Yes.
they actually asked.
Had to ask for
Yeah.
it.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they said, there's a whole bunch in the back that you're telling them that we don't have it.
Did they
that
sell
don't even-
any?
No.
Did they sell any?
They sold a very, very, very
So
little
that proves they
amount.
had it.
A very what?
Oh yeah, they had it shipped out. Walmart is not denying having it shipped out to their
They
back
had
rooms.
it in their facility.
They're saying that they didn't stock it because the demand was so low.
Mm.
But a lot of people were asking.
Yes.
So
I
that
think
means, like, a lot of demand.
racist.
the way that it would swing from the Walmart side is oftentimes employees, they might say that they don't have it and not check in the back, not as an instruction from Walmart. So
Right.
that's something else to deliberate
Right.
about. But yes, we can go down
Yeah.
and vote again with that.
I definitely feel
final
like
piece of-
now it's in favor of Snoop because that's also very common where sometimes a big business will not intentionally wink, kind of like play a part in regards to people like in regards to like the product they're trying to sell. They'll play a little part in regards to like how people see it. Like, is there a lot of it? And then is it in the front where everyone can see it, or is it in the back, or is it like hidden behind certain things? I've seen videos and I've worked in Walmart as well where people do things like that. So yeah, I gotta go with Snoop.
I gotta go with Snoop too. If people clearly wanted it, they should get it.
I agree with, because the Walmart should like display the product, and they didn't.
Well, knowing, being a hip hop head, following Snoop's career and Master P's career, one thing that I do respect about Master P is he's a very serious businessman. He's more of a businessman than he is a rapper. And I know that his follow-up skills were elite. And the fact that Walmart, it's like if I'm looking on the thing and I know I want Cheerios, but if I see some Snoop cereal, I'm with my kid, I'm gonna probably grab the Snoop cereal. I think it's competition on another level, and they didn't want to see the success of Snoop's cereal. So I'm definitely going with Snoop and Master P on this one.
The word diabolical just feels like
Much.
otherworldly. Like, I don't think that it was intentional on their part to be diabolical. I do think that in this situation, though, that if Walmart is up against Snoop and Master P, and them perceiving Walmart as being unfavorable to their business, that I would see Walmart kind of needing to step up and make things right. They're both two respected artists in the Black community, and I think disrespecting them would be perceived as disrespecting the community that they represent. So I would think that the companies would, even if they were saying there was a miscommunication or we had a problem with getting the product to the shelves or whatever the foolishness was, don't front on Master P and Snoop Dogg.
That's right.
Come through for the community. And it's funny, I was just at something and they have something called Black Unlimited at Walmart now. And I don't know if it's a response to this, but they have like a lot of hair care products. They have authors. They have a lot of products.
Do they have Snoop cereal?
This might be the post. Like we got to do better.
Right.
We got to raise our
Yeah.
We gotta
standards.
raise
That
our
might
standards.
be where Black Unlimited came from.
That's
Is
good
we
stuff.
fronted on them last time. Now we got to come correct.
That's good stuff.
Stepping it up.
Yes.
Exactly. So I'm going to say that, I'm going to say for the purposes of Walmart and post-consumer brands being in good relationship with these two artists and the communities they represent, that they would step up.
All right. So I do have one follow-up question. What about post-consumer brands, their partner? Because they're being sued for the reasoning from post-consumer brands is that they did this to spite Snoop cereal for declining their buyout. However, post-consumer brands did mention that they did still invest a lot of money into Snoop cereal through the partnership. So we've deliberated about Walmart. How do we feel about their business partner?
Post-consumer brands, it's a chain, so it's like they own a lot of the cereals that we consume, like the Cheerios and the what's it called, the Captain Crunch and stuff like that. So the fact that that they do have a different cereal, like they are partnered together, they're not getting as much money from the Snoop sales as they're going to be getting from the regular sales. I feel like that did have a part to play.
Yeah.
So once again, I feel like that still could be malicious, because even though they can't prove that, oh, well, we didn't, have favoritism with our own brands that, we're getting more profit and more money from. But, it's just because it just didn't sell. So I still feel in favor of Snoop in regards to that as well.
So
Yes.
post-consumer brands,
For our fault.
essentially, it was an investment in order to be able to squash the company as
Because
well.
at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah. Is that what everyone's?
Yeah,
No.
I feel like they were salty because they weren't able to control it. They wanted to buy out, and they knew that the Snoop brand was going to sell because essentially you're selling. It says they say a salesman sells themselves. So the Snoop Dogg cereal brand was going to sell, and they knew that. That's why they wanted to buy it out. But the fact that they weren't able to buy it out and they were turned down, I do feel like they, I would have to see some numbers, but I do feel like they possibly politicked against the cereal. So, Snoop. I'm still on the side of Snoop and Master P.
I don't know why they would have invested in a product that they wanted to fail. So I could see this almost resolving like the Nicolas Cage and Christina Fulton thing,
Wanna
where
make
they're like,
everybody happy.
yeah, let's bring it back in house.
everybody
Let's
happy.
not be out beefing out here. Let's bring it in. Let's settle it amicably. Are your feelings hurt? Okay, what can we do to smooth that over? Because we might want future deals with you. So I can see them
Absolutely.
kind of wanting to
lost
get
that.
that
Well,
right.
did they ever actually do future deals with?
We don't
Yeah,
know, but I'm
smooth
just
them
saying
out.
that I could see them not wanting to poison the waters for the possibility, of
possibility
working with
of that.
Snoop. I mean, Snoop is so huge.
Yeah,
That is true.
yeah, a global brand.
Truthfully.
Well,
Yeah.
Snoop does also still have his Cali Red wine brand.
Yes, and it's
With
good
them.
too.
And he just got a new shoe brand as well.
So actually, that case has not been determined yet.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. So
TBD.
yeah,
How old is
stay
the case?
tuned. It was incredibly recent. I believe the cereal brand got pushed out either 2022 or 2023.
Oh, wow.
And none of us even
yeah,
heard of it, did
maybe
you?
2021.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, but very, very recently, within the last couple years. So yeah.
And none of us heard of that.
Nope.
And it wasn't by popular demand though? Right.
I don't follow the cereal.
Cereal
game.
Get them Captain Crunch, yo.
I'm on to omelets.
you doing it big. You doing it big.
I
That's
do
all.
like
That's
cereal.
I'm an oatmeal dude. So,
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
It's all delicious.
Oh,
Would have loved to try
yeah.
Snoop cereal.
Yeah, that'd be
Maybe
great.
maybe 2025.
We'll go for it. Let's
We'll
go
see.
for
We'll
it.
see.
Right.
All right, so that concludes our cases for today. Any last statements or thoughts, jury members?
I enjoyed being your number one juror today.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
second
she
that.
said.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Agree with you on a lot of things.
Yes. Me too. I enjoy a lot being here.
What I enjoyed was the like, if you look at all of us, we're all different walks of life, and
Yeah.
on so many things we agreed on. I mean, this is a perfect setting to me, you know.
Well balanced.
Well, very well balanced, and the fact that, you know, I think the greater good kicked in because all of us pretty much agreed, you know, at the end of the day with all cases, and I'm very content and happy with what I saw today.
It was fun kind of learning little bits and pieces and being, you know, using our analysis skills and, oh, wait, that changes things. And, you know, and I think also as we go forward and we make decisions in life,
turnarounds.
it's useful to have all the facts.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
serving on the jury today.
Sure.
That concludes the trials for today. And thank you for coming together to make some tough decisions. This court is adjourned.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you are interested in participating in future episodes of PADNET Presents, we invite you to join us in the studio. Follow us on social media or join our weekly newsletter to receive announcements on upcoming production opportunities. Miriam and I were honored to produce this episode and get hands-on experience directing in the studio. Thanks for watching PADNET Presents, and remember to make your media.